welcome you to the Home Depot SEC on CBS. A couple of hours ago, thousands gathered to greet Philip Fulmer and the Tennessee Volunteers. Inside Neyland Stadium, LSU fans were waiting. For the 69th consecutive game, more than 100,000 inside Neyland for this SEC game, West and East, featuring LSU and the Volunteers of Tennessee. Time for one of those wonderful traditions on Saturday afternoon. The parting of the tee and the arrival of the Volunteers. LSU decided, since they've only won once here ever, they'd get out early and try and acclimate themselves to the surroundings. So they came out a little early. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Vern Lundquist, along with Gary Danielson and Tracy Wolfson. We welcome you to Neyland Stadium. This is not one of those old traditional rivalries. Only the 29th team these two teams have met. Tennessee has dominated. They've won 20. But when they have played, the games have had relevance, and that is the case again today. Let's take a look, first of all, at the West standings, where LSU is trailing both Arkansas and Auburn, not so coincidentally. The high ankle sprain late fourth quarter at South Carolina last week. A game-time decision. Would he start? It's game time. Tracy Wolfson spoke with Philip Fulmer.
Coach, will Erik Ainge start? And if so, how long do you expect him to play?
Well, Erik started. Looks like he can protect himself. He gives us initially our best chance to win. We're excited about what Jonathan's done as well. We think that he'll play during the ball game.
Should Jonathan Crompton come in, how do you change your game plan?
I'm sorry?
Should Jonathan Crompton come in, how do you change your game plan?
Got the same plan.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Tough decision, I would think, for Philip Fulmer.
You know, Vern, I don't think there's a tougher decision that a head coach has to make, whether to play an injured star, and especially at quarterback. You've got a guy that wants to play, expects to play, and Erik Ainge will play. He's not 100%. Saw him practice Thursday. He was worse. Watching him warm up, he looked significantly better, but not obviously 100%. Against this defense, it will be tough. If he doesn't go, the name is Jonathan Crompton. He's a freshman, but he's put together. He's a big guy, one of those strappers from North Carolina. Very, very confident. He better be against the best defense, I think, in the Southeastern Conference.
Well, Louisiana State, as we mentioned, only their third road trip of the season. They padded their stats by winning 6 at home. But these losses, they're kind of enigmatic, aren't they?
They really are. I think if you would poll the Southeastern Conference coaches, they would say top to bottom, LSU is the most talented team in the Southeastern Conference. I've never talked to a group, players and coaches, who look more forward to playing an away game as LSU. They want to put that taste out of their mouth of losing on the road at Auburn and Florida. Jamarcus Russell, Les Miles is depending on his quarterback to lead him on the road against Tennessee.
Well, it's a splendid early November afternoon here near the Great Smoky Mountains. 53 degrees, winds, just a slight breeze out of the north at 5. And the forecast for clear and cool. Tennessee at home, 11-1-1. The only victory by Louisiana State all the way back in 1988. That tie, 1925. Zip, zip.
We always talk about players in a big game, but I really think this is going to be a coach's game. Decisions by both Miles and Fulmer because of the injuries. How do they strategize on key parts of this game? They could bench coach this game into a win.
This is a team that has not excelled on kick returns, and they've got a couple of youngsters back there, Marcellus Johnson and Ja'Cory Williams, and this is a fine boot by Chris Jackson. Taken by Ja'Cory Williams, number 6, touchback, and here is Erik Ainge. I can only imagine the adrenaline, but the pain as well.
Well, yeah. You know, quarterbacks love to play injured. I got to give you a hint. They love to do it. We will see how he can do it. I expect a lot more shotgun because of his ankle.
And Erik Ainge telling us yesterday the toughest part is moving away from center.
Yeah, that quick first step is tough from under center.
And they will start under center. Josh McNeil is the center, and here's Ainge with the change. The junior, who is having a splendid season, had a nightmare evening in this game a year ago. The draw play, Arian Foster, number 27, loses a yard. Glenn Dorsey gets the tackle. We take a look at the offensive lineup presented by Applebee's. Aaron Sears, Ligon, McNeil, Parker, and Eric Young, the offensive line. They've allowed only 6 sacks this year. Meacham, along with Swain, are the wideouts. Chris Brown, the tight end, along with Cottom. Second down, 11. Here's Ainge rolling out, hit and dropped as he lets it go. And it's incomplete. Tyson Jackson, number 93, got the contact.
If I was the defensive coordinator for LSU, I would say every time, legally, put a hit on Erik Ainge. That should be the game plan for LSU. That kind of builds up. When you're hurting in one area, you start to feel it in other areas because you can't you can't protect yourself as well when you got a bad ankle.
3rd and 10. Ainge will move back into the shotgun. He's got Cottom back there as a protector. Good protection. And the pass is incomplete. Bobbled by Robert Meacham. That's a rare drop for Meacham this year.
Can't throw it any better than that for Erik Ainge. 5-man rush, only a 3-man line for LSU. Brought 5. Now Meacham matched up one-on-one against Jackson. Good route, squares him up. Ball is perfect. Perfect ball. And you gotta help an injured quarterback. He's not going to be there for every throw, but this time Ainge gets his foot into the throw, gets his body into the throw, and throws a strike. Nice protection up front.
3 and out for Tennessee. Britton Colquitt, who's got an outstanding average, near 47 yards per punt, but the punt return coverage has been deficient. Now Buster Davis will let this one bounce, and it takes a Tennessee hop and comes to a stop at the 27-yard line. Got about 15 on the roll. That's a 53-yard punt. Nothing on the return. And Jamarcus Russell has played so much better this year than he has on the road. You can see the stats: 15 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, 4th in the NCAA. Up front, it's Black, Johnson, Helms, Johnson, and Diakowski. Bo, Hester in the backfield along with Sean Jordan, Dixon the tight end, and Craig Davis is also there. And Justin Vincent will get the start at tailback. Jamarcus Russell back. Right side, almost intercepted, but the pass is caught by Craig Buster Davis. Defensively for Tennessee, Mitchell, McBride, McLaughlin, and Antonio Reynolds are the front 4. Carl, Mitchell, and Mayo the linebackers. And in the secondary, Stewart, Hefney, Demetrius Morley, and Jonathan Wade. Now Keelan Williams, a seldom used freshman, is in the backfield. They like what he's done the last couple of weeks. Number 5. That's why they like what he's done.
He is a big-time recruit. Hargrove Military Academy a year ago. 2004 was a star coming out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Hits the hole full speed. LSU has been searching for a go-to back all year, whether it been injuries, overweight, or lack of production. They've been looking for somebody. Tailback by committee works a little bit, but a guy you can ride works better.
He's been particularly effective in the last 2 games. Antoine Stewart was covering, first down, toss. Keelan Williams cut down with a loss all the way back to the 40. Robert Ayers, number 91. The initial contact, and Ryan Carl, the linebacker, 39, helped.
People ask me, what's the biggest difference between the Southeastern Conference and other football I've done over the years? Right there. Defensive ends in this conference are superior to any conference I've ever done in my 15 years before I came to the Southeastern Conference.
They got a little speed, don't they?
They sure do.
2nd and 15. Final 36 seconds, first quarter. 3-man rush by Tennessee. Russell dropped. Bo holds on to the tough third down catch. Can't hang on to this one. Well, Erik Ainge might be done for the day.
Well, at least he's done, it looks like, for the next series. And the great game plan by LSU. They said, okay, you know you're going to throw the ball. And we're going to make sure that we hit you. Some early good throws, but a lot of pressure on Erik Ainge. And by the way, the Tennessee receivers got to help their quarterback in this football game.
Ainge on the bench now. It's third down again, 3rd and 15. And Hester is in the backfield with Jamarcus Russell. Again, 3 down, 5 coming now. Russell hit as he lets it go. It's caught. Another significant third down play. This one early Doucette.
That is really pretty, isn't it? I tell you, they come across the field and that ball just gets ripped into those receivers. This is just a simple square, and there's Doucette right here, right across. Watch how nice and square he runs his route. Pressure comes across, cuts right down that line. You get your receivers running 90-degree angles, and you can catch a lot of square ends. And Jamarcus Russell, you better get to this guy, because when he flicks it, it's got some zip on it, and you better be real close, because the ball isn't in the air a very long time.
Well, they'll measure for the first down. I remember we were chatting on the phone with Jamarcus Russell before the Florida game. He said, an inch. He said, I'm kind of tough to bring down.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So 4th and inches, another decision now for Les Miles.
Well, I think he's got to go for this one. He's going to wait for the quarter. He's got 10 seconds here to let the quarter run out and make that decision in the second quarter. Now, the only thing that's kind of funny here, you'd like to run a quarterback sneak. Remember 2 things. He fumbled a quarterback sneak against Florida, and he's already been dinged once in this football game. Let's see if they go with something different.
Whatever they do, they will do at the south end, as we have reached the end of the first. The end of 15 at Neyland Stadium before a crowd in excess of 100,000. And we'll return to Neyland Stadium after this message and this word from your local station. As we went to the commercial break, Jonathan Crompton down receives a handshake from his head coach. He will be at quarterback when Tennessee gets the ball back. Has played in 4 games so far this year, and at least, I would think, for at least till the end of the half, Erik Ainge is done. 4th and inches now. Broussard is the deep back. He gets the handoff, and he gets the first down. As LSU is inside the 30-yard line for the second time in this first quarter, trying to win for only the second time ever here. Impressions from the first quarter, Gary?
Well, Jamarcus Russell could really flick it. I mean, if you give him time, and his receivers love to catch the ball across the middle of the field, they're tough to stop. And Tennessee is in negative yards in the first quarter. I don't think there's any doubt that Ainge is not even close to 100%. He tried to go. He can move already kind of in the pocket, but this is a very physical defense, and I don't think you can play less than 100% against this defense.
Play fake. Russell pumps, goes deep in the end zone, wide open. LSU touchdown. Craig Davis. Oh, it was a frozen rope.
Yeah. See, it's an NFL arm. I mean, he's not there in every area, but that ball stays in the air like an NFL zip. You almost are forced to play man coverage against them because the ball is in the air so little time. The zones become very, very easy to shred.
16th touchdown of the season against only 4 interceptions for Russell. And Colt David has hit 67 consecutive extra points. Matt Flynn to hold. Well, he ought to circle number 68. That one limped through. But it's good. The touchdown, Jamarcus Russell finds Craig Davis, and LSU goes on top on the road, 7-zip. Okay, that's an 80-yard drive. 13 plays, took 5 minutes and 46 seconds. And that one goes through Marcellus Johnson's hands, And he goes back and retrieves it and takes a knee.
Nice heads-up play. The momentum of the football took it into the end zone. He did not have to bring it out.
And so Jonathan Crompton, redshirt freshman, shoulder injury, out all of last year. He's attempted only 4 passes. 2 of those came in mop-up duty in that convincing win on September 2nd against California. The other 2 at Memphis. He played late in last week's game when Erik Ainge was injured, but he has a big arm.
He sure does. We visited with him yesterday with Erik Ainge right there. They both sat there and answered questions, and Crompton really never backed up. He was very confident with everything we threw at him as a question.
3 and out 3 times, and little officials conversation here. Penn Wagers comes in. Jonathan Crompton, 6'4", 225. He was recruited by LSU, Jimbo Fisher, the offensive coordinator. And he also thought about attending Michigan, Les Miles' alma mater, and Tracy Wilson's alma mater.
You like to give a young quarterback an easy throw to get him off in a football game.
Or a handoff. And this one is Montario Hardesty. Comes left and runs into Tyson Jackson. Now, you watched practice day before yesterday.
Well, he has a very tight arm delivery. He doesn't kind of loop it around. He's very quick delivering the ball, very strong arm. I wouldn't say he's got a Jamarcus Russell arm, but he has a good enough arm and very, very confident. Was even yelling at receivers to get back on their routes, come back and get the ball. He was trying to take charge.
2nd and 7. Darts to his right, chased by Dorsey. Tucks it. Oh, wow! He sold out and dived for the first down. Did he get it?
Now, David Cutcliffe was trying to give Crompton that easy throw to Hardesty, number 2, right there. That's who he was supposed to go to. But watch LSU tackle him. No way he's getting out. There's 2 guys on him. So now Crompton has nothing to do but get downfield and run, because everyone else for Tennessee is blocking, because it was kind of like a slip screen to the running back.
We look at a 3rd and 5 now with 5:05 to go in the half. Sprint out. Catch is made. First down obtained at the 48-yard line as Robert Meacham makes the grab. That's 47 catches. There's a flag down back, and it's going to be against LSU, roughing the passer.
This was a pick pass by Tennessee. They expect man-to-man coverage, so watch the little rub play. Right here, a little come out here hook, and then rub right off to the outside. That's what cleans it up. Inside, come in, hook up, and then bump inside right there. Beautiful little design play by Tennessee.
It was on Ryan Willis, number 52. Not much doubt about that.
Yep, that one will get called. Look at Crompton get up and say, you know what, I may be a freshman, but did you see me? Did you see that open they had on CBS? I'm a big, tough guy. That isn't going to hurt me.
8 penalties on the Tigers. Tennessee, none. It's 7-0, however, a 23-yard pass from Jamarcus Russell to Craig Davis, the only score in the game. Erik Ainge started, played the first quarter, went out after his sack, and that one is not a very good pass. Lucas Steeler. We talked about the East. Here's this LSU team on the road for the 3rd time this year. They lost to Auburn, they lost to Florida, and they need some help.
Yeah, I think the best scenario for LSU is a 3-way tie. Arkansas loses a game, and then they beat them at the end, and then Auburn, you know, they can't get Auburn out of there. If Auburn's got to stay right in there tied, a 3-way tie is their best scenario to win the West.
2nd and 10. Ryan Willis in a down position. Crompton rolls right. Hit as he lets it go. It's incomplete. At the 30-yard line, that was Josh Briscoe again, number 81.
See, that's another opportunity for a Tennessee wide receiver to help out their football team, and they cough this up. Crompton's going to get it. Kind of a dash to the right, throws it on the run, puts it right on his wide receiver, and Zenon does a nice job of collisioning the receiver. Come back to the ball, come back to the football. He does. Now catch his football. That is a catchable ball, and one you expect your receivers to help out a young quarterback on.
Here's strength against strength. 3rd down conversions against 3rd down defense. LSU outstanding defensively, 26% allowed for the year. Play fake, Crompton deep. He's got a man open. It's caught. It's a touchdown by Robert Meacham. Little bump chest with Trooper Taylor, the wide receiver coach. A little congratulations from Erik Ainge. A not-so-little touchdown pass from Crompton to Meacham. And Tennessee's within one of tying it up. James Wilhoit. Will kick it. 7-7.
It was a perfectly thrown ball, but it was not an easy catch. We've been on the receivers for not coming up big. Double coverage, bracket coverage, a safety and a corner on the play. Runs right by Jesse Daniels. The ball was perfectly thrown, but right on the fingertips. You got a young quarterback make a play. Well, Tennessee's wide receivers made a play to tie this football.
Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. We play late second quarter. Just another small gathering on an autumn afternoon. 106,333. And Jonathan Crompton just threw his first touchdown pass, 37 yards. It's the first touchdown given up by LSU since Tim Tebow threw one for Florida 10 quarters ago. Wilhoit's kick. Dandy. Touchback.
All right, let's go back and look at that touchdown. 3rd and 10, remember. All right, now stay with me here. Two things. Number one, this offensive line does a great job on 3rd and long against the best sack defense, and it's bracket coverage right here. 1, 2 guys are going to be on Meacham on this play. There he is. You watch this. Good protection inside. Meacham gets bracket coverage. Ball's thrown downfield. They're not going to give you the short ball, and Meacham goes out and puts it right on the fingertips. That is an 11-man play for Tennessee. 11 guys working as one is the only way you score against a good defense.
And recall that the drive began after the call on the field was confirmed that led to a touchback. That was on Demetrius Morton. And let's check in with Tracy. More on Robert Meacham.
Thanks, guys. Robert Meacham has the name Trey Jones written under his eyes. Meacham visited with the 10-year-old on Thursday at the Children's Hospital. Jones, who has Crohn's disease, is a huge Tennessee fan and is watching the game today. And Meacham told him that his first touchdown would be for him. I bet he's smiling right now, guys.
Oh, that's great, Trace. You remember a couple of weeks ago, we spent a half an hour with Robert Meacham. Very, very quiet young man. But what a wonderful visit that was with him.
How about he said his first touchdown?
Yeah. That's Broussard getting nailed with 3:25 to go. Robert Ayers and Ryan Carl are there to lead the defense.
He is a real unsung hero of this defense, Ryan Carl. He was a special teams player a year ago. He's moved into that Sam linebacker spot. All he does is make plays.
3rd down and 8. Here's Jamarcus Russell, pressured. Shakes it. Still running loose. And tackled at the 44.
Well, no one expects Jamarcus Russell to be a scrambler. He does not like to run the football, but the pass rush gets past him. And then when Russell gets into the secondary, it's a man-to-man look back there, and all the defensive backs have their back to Russell, and he goes for what looked like a timeout opportunity for Tennessee to get the ball back to a scoring opportunity for LSU with 2.5 minutes to go. They got plenty of time.
Despite his size, not known as a runner.
No, not at all.
34 yards on that one. 2:14 to go. They fake the reverse. He's hit, but he stays on his feet and throws it at the foot of a Tennessee defender. Xavier Mitchell got there first. It was Hefney who couldn't get up to the ball.
I'll tell you, Xavier Mitchell is stunned right now because he comes around, watch this, and he's going to put a layout shot on Jamarcus Russell. He hits him, and he gets up and looks at him and goes, how could you have thrown that ball? I put my best hit on you, and he just stared at him and goes, that's impossible. I'm telling you, I was watching him, he just looked at Jamarcus and said, that's impossible.
Well, I keep thinking about that. He said, I'm kind of hard to bring down.
Yeah, kind of.
2nd down and 10. Russell, play action, coming right. Fires it short. Caught by Richard Dixon, the tight end, who does get out of bounds and stops the clock. Ryan Carl with the tackle. 3rd and inches. Dixon is the motion man. Russell, right side, 1st down, LSU. Ali Broussard. Oh, remember week 2 here after the big win against California? Air Force came in here and played so well. This is the try for 2 in the win. And Xavier Mitchell with one of the big plays of the season for Tennessee.
The biggest defensive play of the season for Tennessee, no doubt about that.
1:41 to go. Mitchell appears to be okay. Russell back. Forced right. Intercepted. Picked off at the 10-yard line. This is Jonathan Hefney and his 4th interception of the year. Huge, huge play. Only the 5th pick all season thrown by Jamarcus Russell.
See, this was a matchup that was not going Jamarcus's way. He had a tight end going against really Hefney, who's a slash corner safety, and Hefney was just going to eat up that tight end. Richard Dixon kind of fades away from the throw. There's Dixon, he's going to come out, and there's Hefney. Now watch, Hefney is going to bait the throw all the way. He says, I've got this tight end all the way. When the tight end kind of runs away from the ball, Hefney cuts inside and makes the pick.
Tennessee has all 3 timeouts remaining, 1:02 to go in the half. It comes left, nice play. Ooh, Allie Highsmith, number 7, the linebacker. And another look at the interception.
Jonathan Hefney has been so big in this football team with punt returns, tackles. He's the 3rd leading tackler, and he cuts inside. Really nice matchup for a kind of a corner safety type player, and Jamarcus Russell made a big mental mistake on the play. That's not a good throw to a kind of below average receiving tight end that LSU has there.
2nd down and 10, 57 seconds to go before halftime. LSU rushes 4. Crompton, wide open, Jason Swain. 1st down at the 48. They will stop the clock while they reset the chain. And again, the Volunteers have their timeouts remaining.
Yeah, passing one-on-one. Cross one guy short, bring the trailing guy behind it. If somebody doesn't cover the middle of the field, LSU latches on the crossing route, and Jonathan Crompton reads it perfectly and throws it better.
Jason Swain makes the catch, a 14-yard gain. Tennessee uses the first of its 3 timeouts. First down and 10. Crompton rolling right, gets a good block. The pass is caught by Swain. He turns and dives, and did he get the 1st down? I think he, oh no, they're going to stop it. But he did stop the clock. Got out of bounds, 41 seconds to go.
I'll tell you, you got help deep. This is a great route. This time Zena knows he has a safety behind him, so he's running a trail, but out to the outside. It's a good route to the outside by Jason Swain, and another strike. His quarterback is showing why teams like, you know, Clemson, Michigan, LSU, and Tennessee all wanted him to come play quarterback for them.
2nd down and short. Will Hoyt, the kicker. Oh, well, here we go. Right side, Arian Foster. What a gaping hole on the left side of the offensive line. And a 21-yard gain.
They actually caught LSU in a corner blitz. They had the perfect call on this time. From the outside, the corner's going to come, and they gashed it to the inside right there. You couldn't have a better play call at that time. Aaron Sears, the big tackle, just walled it off, and the perfect call at the perfect time. A successful run finally for Tennessee.
Yes, finally is right. Well, I was going to mention Will Hoyt's career long is 51. They're well inside that now. It would be a 35-yarder if they don't gain a yard. Here's Crumpton back, goes in the corner, and puts it up for grabs. It's knocked away, incomplete, intended for Arian Foster.
Not really the matchup you want. A running back against a skilled corner. Crompton really didn't read it out well. Should have gone to the other side of the field. You've got a running back who's not used to running fades against the corner who is. Crompton threw it well, but not to the right guy.
This time Robert Meacham, who has the touchdown catch for Tennessee, goes to the top of the screen, wide right. 2nd and 10, 26 seconds to go. And they'll keep it on the ground. Arian Foster to the 15-yard line. Now then, use a timeout.
Oh, yeah. We'll take a timeout right now.
There they go.
You know, I really got to give it to this Tennessee offensive line. We saw them get manhandled a bit by Florida when we were here earlier in the year, but the addition of Josh McNeil at center has made them a little bit tougher up the middle.
Josh McNeil is from Collins, Mississippi. He made his commitment to Tennessee while he was on a recruiting trip to Southern California. He called Philip Fulmer when he was out looking at USC and said, it's a little too big for me, coach. I'm coming to Knoxville. Timeout. Beautiful view of Neyland Stadium on the banks of the Tennessee River, and a big decision here for Philip Fulmer.
Yeah, this is one of those decisions. You got a young quarterback. Yeah, he's playing hot. He's having a good football game. If it was me, I would run the ball, center it up, call a timeout, and try to leave this game 10-7 at half with the lead.
And he will go from the spread formation. LSU 4 down. They bring only 4. He will throw it. Runs left, tucks it, looks for blocks, out of bounds at the 8-yard line, 8 seconds to go, and Crumpton runs into the bushes.
Yeah, see, you put the sack in the football game when you throw the ball right there. You got to bring that field goal team on the board right now. This was a half that Tennessee at one point had negative yards at the end of the quarter. They've gotten back in the football game, and they can take the lead with your backup quarterback. If I'm Philip Fulmer, I'm loving this opportunity to kick a field goal here.
See, Will Hoyt, who is the 4th all-time scorer in Tennessee history with 293 points. He's having a fine season. 11 of 13, and they will measure with 8 seconds to go. So it'll be 4th down when they attempt the field goal.
There were some big plays in this football game. None bigger than the Morley punt when it almost grazed his wrist or didn't graze his wrist, because that allowed Tennessee to get back in this football game. 14-0 might have been too much.
Now the initial call on that punt was that he had not touched it. It was a touchback. And Gary, I think you and I agree that we think it was touched, but not enough to overturn the call.
Well, it was marginal. Let's put it that way. It was an obvious touch. It was not obvious.
And Tennessee used that opportunity, go 80 yards. The touchdown catch made by Meacham. Now here is Will Hoyt. Erik Ainge can do not but look on now with that high ankle sprain. Will Hoyt to break the tie. Tennessee uses the huge interception by Jonathan Hefney. Only the 5th thrown by Jamarcus Russell this year. And it leads to a field goal. (10-7). As James Will Hoyt kicks the field goal to break the tie and gives the Volunteers the halftime lead. And Tracy Wolfson is with Philip Fulmer.
Coach, talk about the performance of Crompton. Is it his game to finish?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know, Erik's a little dinged up, and John's had a heck of a week or really a heck of a year of preparation. Right now, he gives us a little running ability, and he's competing his rear off. So, yeah, it's his game.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck. Back to you guys.
All right, Tim Brando has anxiously been sitting by in our New York studios. Let's go back to Tim right now. Halftime, 10-7. Tennessee has a 3-point lead on the strength of a 24-yard field goal inside the left upright by James Wilhoit. Wilhoit will kick off. LSU won the toss at the beginning of the game and deferred their option to the second half. Early Doucette and Jared Mitchell are the deep men. This will be Doucette at the 4. Goes right, avoids the first tackle, can't avoid the second, and he's down at the 16-yard line as Jared Parrish makes the stop a moment ago. Tracy Wolfson with LSU coach Les Miles.
Coach, 0-2 against top 10 teams on the road. What do you need to do to change that?
I'm not worried about 0-2 against top 10 teams on the road. I'm worried about finishing this game and finishing it well. Our football team's damn good. We figure to show that the second half.
How are you going to do that?
Play our ass off.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Sometimes you wish coaches would show a little emotion.
Well, he sure did there, didn't he? The challenge is LSU on the road has only scored 3 points so far this year in the second half.
On first down. Here's the draw play, right side, Keelan Williams, and he just picks up a couple, so it'll be second down. Gary Danielson, what does LSU need to do?
I think they just got to be able to just keep throwing the football to the middle of the field. When Jamarcus Russell throws to the middle of the field to his wideouts, not his tight ends, not his running back, to his wideouts, he's very effective. The difference in this football game, obviously Crompton's come in, but the Tennessee offensive line has done a great job against a very, very physical defensive line for LSU.
Second down and 9, a gain of 1 on the last play. Russell overthrown, intercepted, and there's a chance for the touchdown now for Demetrius Morley. And he got it.
Had to be tipped, but I think it just slipped out of his hand.
The toughest battle Morley had was after he got in the end zone. He was knocked goofy by a teammate. Morley with the touchdown. In the loss at Florida, Russell threw 3 interceptions. He's thrown 2 in this game.
You talked about goofy. The pass was goofy. That's all I can say. The ball just slipped out of his hand. It wasn't within 15 yards of his intended receiver, and Morley just got a gift. It was like a kickoff, end over end, and he had to beat a 270-pound quarterback who just threw an Erik Ainge-type pass like last year.
Ouch! Just like that, Tennessee's up 10.
If you're a coach now, you got to look into Jamarcus Russell's eyes and make sure he can be the quarterback you expect him to be. 100,000 people on the road, a disastrous play. Is he tough enough to come back mentally from just an awful throw?
First time Jamarcus Russell has played in this stadium. Here's the kick, taken by Jared Mitchell, number 87. And he's going to be tackled just across the 20-yard line. And another, this looked like a shot put, Gary.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe been throwing those rockets and missiles. This was a shot put or a catapult, whatever you want to call it, because it was a slant pass that no one could have jumped high enough for. And if you're a quarterback, you just go, please give me another opportunity to play, coach, when I come over the sidelines, because if you're not a pure #1 quarterback, you can get benched after throws like that.
That's one of the hardest hits of the ball game. Jonathan Heffney delivered to Demetrius Morley. Here's Russell. Trindon Holiday is in the lineup. He gets the handoff and comes left. And he's hit behind the line, does get back near the line of scrimmage. Well, LSU 6-0 at home, 0-2 on the road. They've had gaudy stats at home, averaging 46 points there, but on the road only 6.5 points. And look at the figures for Jamarcus Russell.
Coming into this game, he's added 2 more interceptions in this football game. The last one, a disaster. You got your coach that just probably breathed fire in that locker room, and you come out and lay an egg on the first play.
Inside to Bowe. Bowe, little underneath route. He's got a lot of room. And Antoine Stewart finally catches up with him and knocks him out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
This is very reminiscent of the plays that LSU was using against Florida. It's a wide receiver screen. Get the football in the hands of your playmakers. Les Miles told us the playmakers on this football team are Bowe, Doucette, and Davis. How do you get the football to him when you got a quarterback that just threw one of those? You give him an easy screen pass, gain his confidence back.
That's a gain of 36 and a first down at the 40-yard line. High formation now. Ali Broussard is the deep back. He goes right, one-on-one out of the corner. And the stop is made by Jonathan Heffney, number 33. Now let's take a look at the halftime statistics in this ball game.
Well, these things look so bad at one point. Look at Tennessee with 134 yards. They don't have a check, but it almost could be a check because at one time they had -5 at the end of the quarter. So they survived. When you can gain that many yards in a quarter, you don't have the big check, but you have a yellow check from me because they survived it.
Second down, 7. Hester is the running back. Tennessee playing 4 down. They bring 5. Pass to Doucette out on the left side. Cuts back toward the middle of the field. And is inside to the 29-yard line. Jamarcus Russell for the day.
You know, all quarterbacks get knocked down. Early in the game, Jamarcus got knocked down, got a little woozy, came back with that great touchdown pass to Davis. But then he had the pick going in at the end of the half and starts out the second half with another one. Now, all of us quarterbacks have had games like this where you just don't do it well for a while. Your teammates and your coaches want to know how you get up off the ground and survive.
4 wides in the game now. Justin Vincent is the running back. It's 3rd and 10. Here's Russell. Steps up. Darts right. He'll run it. Cuts back. Nifty play. And he's got a 1st and goal inside the 7. Well, 2 of the longest runs of the season for Jamarcus Russell. Had one of 34 earlier.
See, I really like this kind of stuff. This is how I judge football players. You know, when you come back with an embarrassing football play, when I'll bet 75% of the LSU fans are going, put in Matt Flynn, you keep your wits about you and drive that football right down the field and win over your football team, your teammates, and more importantly, the coaching staff.
And Jacob Hester struggles to get to the 5. Had to fight hard for a couple of yards.
Sure did. Tennessee sold out inside on that with the I formation. They were going to force that play to bounce out, and Hester was not looking for a bounce out.
2nd and goal. Davis and Bowe back on the field.
Hester's very good at catching the football. He's got 8 touchdowns for this football team. He's very dangerous out of the backfield.
Play fake, lob it. Davis deep in the end zone, double covered. And the pass incomplete. 3rd and goal. What do you like here?
I second out actually was wishing they would have gone for the regular formation and then kind of flipped that throwback out into the flat. When you went wide outs with shotgun, they had nothing to do but throw the football. Now, in this situation, you're going to put Jamarcus Russell back in shotgun again and try to call your favorite play right now if I was LSU, whatever that is.
4 wides. Russell back. Inside cut. Bo for the touchdown for LSU. And with that touchdown, he becomes the all-time leader in LSU history. Touchdowns scored by a receiver.
Yeah, at 31, it's his 32nd. And I would say that that is LSU's favorite play, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
The wide receiver screen, that's exactly what Jimbo Fisher said. He goes, let me circle my favorite play. That's what he called, and it worked out on the goal line.
Had shared that record with Michael Clayton. Gets the touchdown and brings LSU right back. And here is Colt David. If this is successful, and it is, barely, this ties him for second all-time consecutive PATs made for LSU.
Didn't have my eyes on him, but usually what happens is he goes out and comes back in on one of these wide receiver screens. Let's see if that's what they ran. Yeah, that's exactly what they did. The wide receiver screen, that times it up and allows your offensive lineman to get out there, and an easy throw from Jamarcus from the bottom to the top in 2 drives. You know, we've given a lot of props to David Cutcliffe this year. Right there is Jimbo Fisher, the talented offensive coordinator for LSU. This conference, I always talk about the defensive coordinators, some good offensive coordinators. Auburn, Al Borges, you know, Spurrier's running South Carolina, Urban Meyer's running at Florida Tech, and Dan Mullen. There are some talented offensive coaches also.
Oh, boy.
They called it a touchback, by the way.
Jamarcus Williams.
He was lucky he didn't step out on the half-yard line, but Williams gets it called as a touchback, which is a 20-yard gain.
3rd and 3. Arian Foster is the running back. Rollout by Crompton. He does give them the running threat that Erik Ainge does not provide, but he's stopped here. There's a fumble, and it is recovered by Tennessee. It will be 4th down. And so 4th down will bring on Colquitt.
Remember the pick play for the 1st down? That was the call again, but this time the defense. Here's going to be the picker right here, but this time inside does the LSU defensive back go. He cuts inside. Watch it. Right inside the pick right there. No throw. There it is right there. He comes right inside the pick, takes away the 1st down throw, and forces Jonathan Crompton to go. Chavis Jackson, excuse me, number 21, did a great job of getting in, reading that play.
And Colquitt will kick it deep to Craig Davis, who's been the punt returner for this LSU team for only the last 2 games. And he is nailed as he comes up to make the catch. That's Jamarcus Williams, who bobbled the kickoff less than 2 minutes ago, and now nails Craig Davis.
He got shoved a bit, but I don't think he's going to get away with this one. I think they're going to call this one. No, he got shoved a bit from behind.
And Davis looks like he's favoring that knee.
And that's the danger when you have your money guys, your big play receivers. 78% of the pass offense for LSU has come from their 3 wideouts. Fair catch by Davis.
On the kicking team.
I don't think there was any shove there. That's one that you have to keep control of your body, and Williams ran right into Davis. Hope he's okay.
Well, at
for
the
LSU.
least, it looks like a hyperextended knee.
Yes.
At the minimal.
You know, at least he got his cleats out of the ground. You know, it's almost like he jumped over the guy.
That's the first penalty of the game called against Tennessee. We'll be right back. Ali Broussard is going to be the running back now. Broussard missed all of last season, has had some weight problems this year. Les Miles said, we keep hoping he's going to demand that he be the go-to guy. He gets the ball here, and he gets a couple of yards. He does. It was a 1st down. So he gets down to the 11-yard line.
I thought that play had more.
I did too.
Yeah, it looked like he tripped over his own offensive lineman or defensive lineman who was engaged with his offensive lineman. You expect your back, when there's pretty good blocking up front, if they're even up front, you expect you to pop through there for gain 5 or 6 yards.
See the numbers, 2003 and 4. And he's one of the 5 running backs who've been featured this year. Now it's Vincent, who had that great freshman season. Barely has 100 yards this year. Bo is in motion on 2nd down. Russell flips it out. Third receiver is Hester. Nice job of avoiding the initial contact. And then Hefney and Mayo come over to make the tackle. Talk about the resilient LSU team. They get that wounded duck pass from Russell that was returned by Morley for a touchdown in the first minute. And now they've come back with a touchdown drive, and they're looking good on this one.
Yeah, there's no backing up in the SEC. 100,000 people, and you're playing a great defense in Tennessee. You can't hide out there. You throw a bad pass, offense, good leadership by Les Miles to keep his football team in this game.
And on third down, the running back is Keeland Williams, the freshman from Lafayette, Louisiana. Toss. Williams heading to the corner, has a chance to score, and does.
Third and short. Fake it inside and pitch. And I'll tell you, that was a beautiful drive. Used their running backs. They used all of them. They used their receivers. They used the fullback in the flat. Played the screen pass. This is a team that just threw an interception for a touchdown. The next two drives, they score.
Colt David for the extra point. He's now hit 70 in succession. He's the number 2 all-time on that list for LSU. And let's look at the Keeland Williams touchdown.
Yeah, right here. They're going to fake inside and then pitch it outside to Williams. Watch the right side, way right after he gets the ball. Let her go here. Sprint to the outside. Early Doucette is going to pop out. Look at him right there. Keeping it clean for his running back. Wide receiver downfield, giving it to his football team. You'll love it.
Well, at halftime, Les Miles told Tracy Wilson, we're going to play our behinds off. Keeland Williams, the freshman, got the touchdown from 7 yards away, and Tennessee trailing now by 4. Ja'Cory Williams, center of the field, does not get back to the 20-yard line. Jacob Catrera, who leads this team in special teams tackle, is part of it. Number 54. And now Jonathan Crompton, who came on in place of the injured Erik Ainge. Ainge, if you weren't with us at the beginning, suffering from a high ankle sprain, gave it a go, but limited, had 3 drops in the first 6 passes. Then he was sacked, and that was the end of the night for Erik Ainge. Crompton has come on in his first significant playing time as a redshirt freshman for the Volunteers. Arian Foster. Alexander with the tackle. Well, let's revisit the day for Erik Ainge back in that first quarter.
I thought he looked okay. You know, maybe 75%, but no one helped him early. And then that LSU defense kind of started rocking him in the pocket. The last one, when they grabbed the ankle, you knew it was just about done.
And so he can only sit and watch. 2nd down and 9. 21-17. Crompton goes left, pulls up, drills it. Catch is made by Robert Meacham, number 3.
Threw this one nicely on the run. Every yard takes a good throw against LSU, and this was one. Got him out of the pocket. Good scheme to keep that LSU pass defense, that pass rush off of them. And now we come to that 3rd and short again. And really, the tough part of the Tennessee offense, Philip Fulmer told us the one part he's disappointed in is 3rd and short running. Will they even run the ball here?
No. Caught him. And it's out in the backfield, caught by Brad Cottam. As the brothers caught him, we're double tight ends on that one. And the freshman finds the 6'8" junior from Germantown, Tennessee, a gain of 24.
Yeah, it comes right by. Real simple play. There he is right there. He's just going to slide out into the flat. Should be one-on-one coverage. You got a man up on him. Ran right by Ali Highsmith, I think it would. Yes, number 7, Highsmith. Very simple play that everybody runs on 3rd and short. And Crompton, again, puts it right where it has to be.
Now we've reached the end of 3 in Knoxville. We'll return to Neyland Stadium right after this word from your local station. Jamarcus Russell had a tough start to the second half, throwing an interception return for a touchdown, but resiliency, 16 of 25 for the game now. Crompton deep, got a man, it's caught. Robert Meacham for the touchdown.
Remember when Meacham said the first touchdowns for the kid? There's his second one.
Robert Meacham from Tulsa, Oklahoma makes hay after the defensive play from Jonathan Wade of Shreveport, Louisiana. Will Hoyt's extra point is good.
Just a two-man route. There he is right there. Only two people go out. This is a bomb the whole way. LaRon Landry right there. The All-American has got it, but the other All-American gets it.
Second time these two have hooked up. The redshirt freshman and the junior from Tulsa. And Crompton celebrates as the Volunteers regain the lead. Now there has been some enthusiasm on display here at Neyland Stadium. Robert Meacham's second touchdown catch. This one beautifully taken between two defenders. In for the score. And Tennessee reclaims the lead.
Vern, it started first week of October. Remember, second half comeback against Georgia. Fourth quarter comeback against Alabama. Fourth quarter comeback against South Carolina. And now November comes. Will it be another fourth quarter comeback?
7:29 to go. Looking ahead, both teams have their full complement of 3 timeouts. Will Hoyt has been very effective at kicking off today, and he is again. More than 50% of his kicks this season have resulted in touchbacks. Another look, Gary, at the touchdown.
The design of David Cutcliffe. First of all, he goes 8-man protection back here. Only 2 people out. He's going for the home run on this one. Taking all the thinking away from the quarterback. Jonathan, just throw it long. Robert Meacham, go get it. LaRon Landry, the All-American, misses it. And look at him stick the ball out there. David Cutcliffe dials up a winner.
1st and 10 at the 20. Russell, Williams, Tennessee tackle. Antonio Reynolds, number 89.
By the way, the same Antonio Reynolds who tipped that pass for the interception. That time he was dropping. This time he ain't dropping. He's coming upfield. He plays off the block from Hester and makes a wonderful play.
2nd and 11.
You're getting the full effect of 100,000 people into this football game right now if you're LSU.
Blitz from the corner. Russell, nice slant pattern inside. Doucette leveled, turned to Cartwile when he was hit by Hefney. Yeah, but it's a gain of 12.
And that is the same play that Jamarcus Russell, the ball slipped out of his hand for an interception for a touchdown. It gets called. You're on the same backed up. You know that goes through your mind. You say as a quarterback, this is the play. I goofed up. This time he didn't goof it up. Jamarcus Russell still with a chance for his signature win, I believe, at LSU if he could pull this off.
Under 6 to go. 1st and 10. Russell's figures now 20 of 30 for 219. 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Deep left side, defender slipped, and help gets over right on time. The corner slipped, and Hefty got there to make sure the catch was not secure.
Yeah, that's a mental mistake by Jamarcus Russell. It looked nice, it looked pretty, but you got a free safety in the middle of the field. You know he's going to go there. Watch how open this receiver early Doucette is. Throw it on the line. You got a gun. You gun it in there. Too much space, too much air, and allowed the safety to get over there. Mental mistake from your quarterback. That ball should have been rifled in.
2nd and 10.
That's a costly timeout for LSU.
Substitution problem.
Yes, costly timeout.
Second down, 10. Tennessee brings 4. Jamarcus Russell runs again and looks for the first down, fights, and might have gotten it. The spot is going to be very close to the first down yardage. There's a little...
Yeah, ball came out.
And Philip Fulmer is pleading the case.
Right. They're going to say the whistle blew. Once they say the whistle blew, it's over.
Antonio Reynolds limping a little bit.
The runner was ruled down on the play. We'll now have a measurement.
A lot of effort here from Jamarcus Russell. Tennessee can smell it. 1 or 2 more stops, and they've got a football game. Russell takes it up. He's been the leading rusher for this team. Fights through. The ball comes out. Ball came out, but he was ruled down. It's over. Ruled down, it's over. There's no continuation.
And a first down. Look at it again. We can't hear the whistle, but that's obviously what happened.
Spun, got a hit. McBride rips the ball and ends up with the ball. He ripped that ball out, didn't he? A lot of football left to play.
And a first down, 10. 24-21, 5:16 to go. Reverse. Trindon Holiday, the 5-foot, 5-inch speedster. Oh my! Woo. Hefty saved a touchdown.
You know, Hefty misjudged his speed. He thought he had him all the way. It's like he was missing a subway train. You know, he thought he had it. I'll get there, I'll get there, I'll get there. And he was almost a half a minute late. Missed his train. Watch Hefty. I got him, I got him. Wow, he almost ran right by me. Does he have some speed?
Well, we mentioned that he won the state title 3 times in the 100 meter. Holiday won the state title 4 times in the 200 meter.
Wow. 4.2740 is what I got on my book here. That's pretty fast.
And he ran away from Jonathan Wade, a member of the Tennessee track team. That one bobbled by Doucette. Let's revisit Gary's guide.
Well, let's see how close I came. I said LSU needed to find a runner. The only one that's really come through for him is Jamarcus Russell. They've kept Tennessee in this football game. Could Tennessee help the young quarterback? Meacham did it. 2 great catches, and obviously this has been a physical football game. There's been no backup in this game. Tennessee brought it, LSU brought it. Able to play physical football, and both teams have.
Keelan Williams, the freshman, is the deep back behind Jacob Hester, who's now lined up at fullback. Second down from the 40. Williams, it'll be 3rd down. And the ball spotted at the 37-yard line. 3:40 to go. 3:20 to go. 3rd and 3. A three-point hit.
And with the clock the way it is and the timeout situation, you wonder if Les Miles is going to make this 4-down territory already.
Tennessee, 4 men down, they'll blitz. They bring 5. Here's the reverse again. Coming right. This time they didn't go for it. 4th down.
How about that? Double reverse on 3rd and 4. Woo! You got to reach into the playbook. Going to hand it off here, then going to hand it off up here. Double reverse on 3rd and 4. Tennessee was too tired to chase the first guy. Came right back to him.
And a volunteer player is on the ground.
Look at Hefney.
Gerard Mayo. Now the trainer Jason McVate is out tending to Gerard Mayo. Mayo, the sophomore from Hampton, Virginia.
Yeah, this Mayo injury has actually been a break for LSU. They might have had to call a timeout to decide what to do. Now, in this minute or 2 minutes here while Mayo's on the ground, LSU can map out a strategy. Look at their timeout situation. You saw the hit right there. Mayo took a big one.
From Wes Brown,
from
number
his
94.
own guy.
Yes, he did.
That happens a lot. Friendly fire.
2 minutes, 15 seconds to go. It's 24-21 Tennessee. LSU will go for it on 4th down. They are 2 of 2 today. That includes that 18-yard run out of a punt formation.
Well, I think clearly LSU's favorite play is that wide receiver screen. That won't be here now, I don't think. Remember, that's the play that Bo fumbled on. I think you're going to have to throw the ball downfield, and you better protect. Because LSU Tennessee the last couple times have been bringing it.
LSU has to get inside the 35. Russell, a lot of time. Across the middle, caught by Doucette. I believe he's got the first. Fourth and 8, and they get 9.
Tennessee brought it. They brought a five-man blitz. They came, and the offensive line from LSU stood them up. Look at all the time. That allowed an easy throw, and Doucette squared up, went right off Morley, got a square across the middle, and made the play. Wonderful protection on 4th down.
From the 34 with 1:53 to go. Quick flip right side, Doucette. Dwayne Bowe with a great block. And Doucette. Clock stops in college ball on the reset of the chains. Now it's running again with 93 seconds to go. Hester is the running back. Tennessee, 4-man rush. Hester drives to the 15-yard line. Morley with the tackle.
Plenty of time.
I'm just thinking if you're Tennessee and you got 3 timeouts, do you want to try and conserve some time here? Bad idea.
Well, no, I don't think it's a bad. Nothing's a bad idea anymore in college football. You know, it's a thought. Right now, I would think that it'd be better off with a touchdown to keep LSU having to go too fast.
Keelan Williams, a freshman, back in the eye. That's Bowe in motion. 2nd and short. They'll hand it to Keelan Williams. He's inside the 10 and down at the 6.
How about that? I said that Keelan Williams would be their horse. He has been the horse at money time, the freshman. And that offensive line that wasn't prepared to run the ball early in the year has now shown it. Pass blocking on 4th down and rooting out a 1st down here down inside the 20-yard line.
After the chains are reset, the clock restarted. 34 seconds to go. 1st and goal. These 2 teams went to overtime in Baton Rouge a year ago. Tennessee won that. Here's Russell. Nobody open. He's under pressure and he throws it away. And so the clock stops with 20 seconds to go. It's not just Tennessee and LSU. If Tennessee loses, Florida's in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
If Tennessee wins, how about Arkansas playing South Carolina tonight?
Yes.
And here we are with 20 seconds left.
How about 2nd and 8 with 20 seconds to go?
LSU can stop it once more. Bo and Doucette go wide to the left. Craig Davis in motion. They fake the reverse. Russell pulls up. He'll run and dive, and he's out of bounds.
He stepped out at the 4. Absolutely. That's where it didn't help being 6'6". That big foot stuck out there, and he got the line out of bounds. That was an interesting play. Craig Davis goes in late motion. They fake the sweep. He actually blocks the defensive end. Now let's see if Jamarcus Russell steps out right there. Yep. Toe on the line at about the 4.5-yard line.
Yep. 3rd and goal. 3-point game. Bo and Doucette left. Davis right. Tennessee appears they'll bring 4. They do. Russell back into the end zone. It's caught. Early Doucette touchdown.
Said it. Could it be Jamarcus Russell's signature win? He drove him down, throwing 3 interceptions in this football game. He still led his team down the field. Vern, I think he might have been throwing the ball to a different player at the back of the end zone line. And Doucette actually intercepted it. He'll never admit it. If I was him, I'd never admit it.
Trouble on the hole, but a nice job of getting the ball down by Matt Flynn. That's why you sometimes have a quarterback there, Colt David, with the extra point, and it is a 4-point game.
What a fantastic. There's Doucette right there in the slot. He goes in and hooks. See if he isn't throwing to Bo at the back of the end line. Bo's wide open. I think he was.
I agree.
I think he was throwing to Bo, and Jamarcus says, you know, maybe I deserve one. What a football game.
9 seconds remaining.
Into all that orange with 100,000 fans on the road after you've had 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions. What a drive.
They all played a part today, as did, obviously, Jamarcus Russell.
Absolutely. Remember, the clock starts with the kick.
And there.
How smart play. Go down with it right away.
Yep. Backup fullback David Holbert. Well, Les Miles told Tracy Wolfson at halftime, we're going to come out here and we're going to play our Aflacs out.
You bet.
And they have. Tennessee uses a timeout.
Well, there's no more pride. Nothing feels better than coming from behind and winning on the road. There's nothing better than that in sports.
You know, and it strikes me that when they lost that 21-point lead last year at home to this Tennessee team, not to say that the LSU partisans are rabid in their devotion, but Les Miles was hammered after they lost that game.
That's big-time football nowadays. You know, you give up 21 points. That's just the way it is. And I think even Les understands that. But you know what? He's got his signature win now also.
This is their 13th trip to Neyland Stadium. They won here in 1988. And, of course, down in Gainesville, the Gators can make plans for Atlanta if this score holds, unless the Hail Mary works.
Well, Nick Saban right now is remembering one play when he is remember the one play, so he's saying, guys, it ain't over.
Miracle in Lexington.
Yep. So he's saying, let's just finish off this game. Remember what happened to us against Kentucky a few years ago. That's the deep safety look right there on the 10-yard line.
Final play of the game. Crompton back across the middle, incomplete. Well, not quite the final play of the game. Took a little longer than I thought it would. And the Ruby Tuesday player of the game, Jamarcus Russell, 24 of 36, total of 247 yards, 3 touchdowns to counteract the 3 interceptions. And most significantly, Gary, he rushed for 71
Absolutely.
yards.
And he's not a rushing quarterback, but I'll tell you what, all you kids out there that are in sports, anybody can lead when it's going good. Leaders, when it's going bad, pop up. Jamarcus Russell led his team to victory.
Here's the final play. Think about this as Crompton goes back. He'll run it, pull up, being chased, and drops it. That will be recovered by Tennessee. On the first offensive play of this half, Jamarcus Russell threw a duck. And it was intercepted by Demetrius Morley, returned for a touchdown, came back and led them to a victory. For Tracy Wolfson and Gary Danielson, I'm Vern Lundquist. We'll see you next week from somewhere in the SEC.